So we're going to use the RAP method. And RAP means what? What's the first one? Restate the question. What's the second part? And what's the third part? Prove it with the text. So use textual evidence. So if we're answering question number 1, which says, what does the writer think about the British monarchy? How can we use the RAP method? What do we need to say first, Maria? The writer thinks. The writer thinks. Now we need to do what? What's the next step? Answer the question. So we got the first part. The writer thinks. Let's see. A. Taekwon.
The writer thinks that the colonists need to pay more tax for England's debt.
The writer thinks that the colonists need to pay more tax. And what was that last part you said?
For England's debt.
For England's debt. How can we prove that? What? That's the last part. Prove.
The sentence right here, we propose a new tax on the colonists which will require that they begin paying for some of that debt.
So you need to tell us what? So how? What would I need to say to prove it though?
In the paragraph 3,
In paragraph 3, it says, go ahead.
we propose a new tax.
Okay, so let's look at this. The question says, what does the writer think about British monarchy? So, Maria gave us our sentence then, which is R right here. We got it. We restated the question. The writer thinks that, and then we've got A, the answer. What's the answer in this?
The colonists will need to pay more tax.
Okay, the colonists. Let's try that again because I need to make sure everybody's with me. R is what? Okay, the writer thinks that, and A is what? Okay, and we proved it with what?
In paragraph 3 says
In paragraph 3 it says we need to propose a new text. Did we really prove it?
yes.
Did we really prove it?
No.
What are we missing?
You're missing the whole sentence.
We're missing a whole sentence. So the question is, what does the writer think about British monarchy? First of all, what's a monarchy?
A monarchy is when
It's when bless you, sweetie. It's when a country is ruled by a king or queen. So the writer thinks, we've restated it, that's fine. The writer thinks that. We answered that the colonists need to pay more tax for England's debt. He does think that. But we need to prove it. And that's what happens with a lot of people, is that they do this. The writer thinks that the colonists need to pay more tax for England's debt, period. That's not the answer. The writer thinks that the colonists need to pay more tax for England's debt because that's going to make all the difference. In paragraph 3, it says we propose a new tax. But how do we need to get a little bit more in depth? Because if I've never read this, and I'm relying on your answers for information, am I going to have all the information I need from your answer? Am I going to know what you're talking about? So how can I prove it? What can I do to prove it? So I'll give you an example. Are we listening? So I need to restate the question. Great job on that, Maria. The writer thinks that. Answer. Great job, Taekwon. The colonists need to pay more tax for England's debt. Here's where we struggle, proving it. Because, let's go to paragraph 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's look at some proof. Because in paragraph 3, the writer does what? What does the writer mention that lets you know he thinks the colonists should pay more tax to pay on England's debt? Is it in paragraph 3?
Yeah.
Is it?
No, kinda.
Is it in not kinda? There's no kinda. There's no kinda in this because we're using tax for evidence. Is it in paragraph 3? Yes or no?
No.
It's not. Where is it? Go ahead, Chelsea.
I was gonna say that the last sentence of paragraph 2 says that they, that we forbid that these subjects sign up for
You need money to start a war. Where does he talk about money and taxes
They
and
don't
war?
have any money. They have little money right now.
So let's read through paragraph 2 again really quick. Let's read through paragraph 2. So now that the war is over, we here in Parliament have elected to pass some new laws pertaining to the colonists. Fearing for their safety, we have passed a new proclamation last year in '63. This proclamation forbids any colonists from taking new land west of the Appalachian Mountains. That land is full of Indians who are ready to fight and die for it. We cannot afford another war. The colonists are too greedy and are taking land from the natives without permission from King and Parliament. When they do this, the king must spend his money and send his soldiers to protect them. It is only fair that we forbid His Majesty's subjects from starting another war with the natives. So we know from looking in this text that he's talking about taxes. And we know that because he talks about tax specifically in paragraph 3. But he tells you why he wants to propose a new tax in what paragraph? 2. Why does he want a new tax?
It's a,
Because the colonists are greedy.
Nice and loud, Corey.
Because the colonists are too greedy.
Because the colonists are greedy, and by the colonists being greedy, what are they doing?
they're taking land.
They're taking new land, and what happens when they take new land? It starts a war. Thank you, Michael. It starts a war, and wars cost what?
Money.
Money. Do the colonists have the money to pay for the war? Do the colonists have an army or any soldiers? No. Who has the army and the soldiers?
Britain.
Britain. So when the war starts, who has to be responsible for that cost?
Britain.
Britain. How can we take what we know in our heads and put it in writing? That's the hard part. It's real easy getting the sentence done and answering the question. It becomes hard when you're asked to prove it.
You can explain our evidence. We can say,
How?
we can say in paragraph, they would propose a tax with
Okay, so in paragraph 3, oh, this marker's running out. Goodness gracious. And make sure your eyes and ears are up here. So in paragraph 3, it says we propose a new tax. In paragraph 3, it says we propose a new tax.
which means that they didn't have enough money to start another.
But does that prove our answer as to why you think he's talking about the colonists should be responsible for paying taxes? What could we say that would let them know? So, in paragraph 3, it says we propose a new tax. You do this in ELA. What methods do you use? It's the same thing. You have to inference. What else do you have to do? You have to use context clues. Inference and infer are the same thing. We say use textual evidence. We've got some evidence, but not enough. We need a claim. So in paragraph 3, it says we propose a new tax. Why does it say they propose a new tax? Because what?
So they can call me
Go ahead, Corey. Because she getting a little frustrated over here. How can we word that? We know the colonists are greedy. Because are they greedy because they don't have any land?
Because they can't afford for.
How does he know that, guy?
Because they
Here's how I would answer this question, because y'all struggle, but